Hey guys, welcome back to Pierre Hache Music. I'm very excited to share this interview I did recently with Lindsay Muller. We talk about her musical background, how she approaches teaching these days, and as well as her philosophy towards writing songs, towards composing music. She's an awesome, gentle teacher and a beautiful musician, really a wonderful voice, and I'll link to her YouTube channel below, as well as her Facebook group. Tons of beginner-friendly ukulele content there, so be sure to check her out and enjoy this interview with Lindsay Muller. Lindsay, you reached out a couple weeks ago, and I was very pleased to hear from you. And it's interesting to speak with a fellow YouTuber who's at a similar size of a channel. We've been at it for, I think, a similar amount of years, and so it's really nice to connect. And I do have a few kind of questions for you about your background and the growth of your YouTube channel and how you're going about approaching teaching these days with your Facebook group and all that kind of stuff. So first of all, thank you so much for meeting up with me today. And I'm excited to
My
ask
pleasure.
you a few questions.
Yes, me too.
I want to ask you about your musical background. I know you come from guitar originally, I think, and kind of tell me a little bit about
Yeah.
your progression over the years.
Yeah. So actually, I started with piano at 5 years old.
Okay.
And my mom plays piano very well. And my dad grew up in a musical family. So I grew up in a very musical family. Music was like part of everything. And I did, the lessons from like age 5 until 14 piano. And I did, the normal kind of follow the book and do the tests and the kind of the Royal Conservatory style,
Okay.
which I did not like.
Okay.
And this is a whole topic in itself. But I'm grateful for it though because it kind of put me on a path that showed me what I don't want to teach. Um, Anyways, more on that later. So then after a while, I got a bit tired of the piano, the tests and stuff. And I had gone to a lot of camps, like summer camps, and I loved seeing and hearing people just walking around the campfire playing guitar. And I thought it was so cool that they could just, there'd be like three people playing guitar. No one was looking at music. They're all singing. It sounded amazing. And I was like, I want to do that. I want that to be me. And so I started taking guitar lessons. And guess what? Same thing. Here's the book. Here's the music. And anyways, so after about 2 years of that, I was like, no, just no. And then I started figuring it out on my own. I started looking up chords online, and I probably had a friend or two that I learned a bit from. When you go to college or university, that's really good when you can like meet other people who play guitar and kind of learn some things from them. Um, so I liked guitar and I liked learning on my own and kind of learning how to sing and strum. It took a while, but I got there. And then when I worked at an elementary school, the principal asked if I would like to teach some music. And I'd heard that ukulele was kind of becoming popular for kids. And I thought, well, if I can play guitar, I can play ukulele. And sure enough, I ordered some ukuleles and I ordered one for myself. And yeah, it was just like so much easier and so portable and so inexpensive. And I was just like, no, I just, it wasn't like a decision like, okay, no more guitar, just ukulele. But I just like gravitated more towards the ukulele because of all those things. And then when I got into songwriting, it's just so easy to just like pick up the ukulele and strum a few chords and kind of put something together. So then I use ukulele and use it a lot when I'm writing songs. I just find it the easiest. So yeah, and I mean, I was in all the bands and the choirs and all that stuff growing up. So music has always been a huge part of my life, and it still is. I mean, it is my life. It's I play in different bands and sing in different bands and write my own music and do my ukulele stuff. So it's wonderful. I love it.
Awesome. Awesome. Um, is that your main livelihood these days is through music and teaching?
Yeah, I would say it's through teaching ukulele
Yeah.
with my course and my membership group.
Right.
So
Right.
that's been the greatest thing, financial wise, which is amazing because, as a musician, there's always this idea that we're all starving artists and it's hard to make money. And it definitely can be. And I have been there and I was there just last year. But I think the good thing about musicians is that we're all very creative. So we can find ways to make things work for us in one way or the other. So I was doing more shows and things in previous years, and that's fun too. But I'm kind of moving a little bit away from shows now and doing more of the teaching online, and I'm really enjoying it.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, that resonates with
Yeah.
me too, that, I did more performing in the past, but the teaching ends up being a little more steady. And I think we both kind of ventured into publishing books and getting some of our music out there through books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
It's great. I wish that for everyone, that you can do what you love and make money. It's not always easy, but it's totally worth it
yeah.
in my experience.
It's a good reminder. You got to feel blessed, feel lucky for the fact that we can kind of put most of our time and energy into making music and teaching music. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What about your YouTube channel and its evolution over the years and kind of your approach, how much energy you put into that?
Yeah, I started my YouTube channel like kind of even before I thought of myself as a musician. Kind of just like as a place to like put videos from life. And then when I started writing and releasing songs, it was just okay, now I'm going to start putting like lyric videos and music videos and things on here. And just kind of like my YouTube home for my songs. And the growth was very, very slow. And I think I started it like over 10 years ago when it was just kind of like the personal thing. Um, and then once I was kind of approaching 1,000 subscribers, you need like 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours to become monetized. And I was like, I'm all about like finding as many passive income sources as possible. So I was like, I'm going to get monetized. And so once I was approaching that, I was like, I'm going to put out a video every week, um, just so I can get more watch hours. Like the more content you have, the more watch hours you're going to get. So I just started making like lyric videos for my songs. I made some vlogs, just like kind of whatever I could think of. And I eventually reached this monetization mark. And so that was great. And but then just a few months ago, I started, pivoting my focus towards ukulele teaching. And I was making all these videos for my Facebook group. And I was like, I'm just gonna have like my songwriting life kind of on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and then my ukulele life will just be in this Facebook group. But then I was like, oh, do I need to start a new YouTube channel for this ukulele stuff? And I could have, and probably it would have been better, but I just didn't want to go through the whole like get monetized on another channel. It's like I'm already
Right.
monetized on this channel. I'm just gonna keep going. Um, and you know what? That was like a few months ago, and I'm, putting many more videos out now. Now I'm putting out at least one or two or three a week, and they're not related to my songs. Usually, some of them are if I do a tutorial on one of my songs, but mostly they're just ukulele focused, and it's just like a totally different subject. But it seems to work. I mean, I get new followers every single day without trying. I post a link here and there on Facebook, but I think people just find me because they're searching for stuff and I come up and they subscribe. I don't know. It's much, it's different, Facebook and Instagram, I really have to like try to get followers. I think Facebook, I like never grow. Instagram, I grew, but it was very deliberate. And with YouTube, I don't try. I just like put the videos out, and I'm not really like intentional about it. It's kind of like my home for my videos, and it's there for whoever wants it. And if I can make money from it, great. But I'm making like it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's like $1 a day. And like before, it took me like a whole year to make $100 or more than that. So it's definitely like I can see that it's increasing and improving. Yeah, that's great. I'm very happy about that, and I know if it'll just keep going up, hopefully. So
Awesome.
yeah.
And you have a Facebook group where you're teaching, doing group chats. Can you tell me just briefly how that works? What you have set up there?
So my Facebook group is called Ukulele for Beginners, and I started it many, many years ago. But then I didn't really do anything with it because I was more focused on my songwriting. And but then this past year, I had a ukulele student, and I made a songbook for them. And then I was like, I should sell this. Like, if I made it for one person, then maybe I could sell it. Again, with the passive income sources. And then I was like, but I don't really have a ukulele audience. Like I've made ukulele stuff before and tried to sell it to my like songwriting audience, and it's just like bleh. Usually doesn't go. So I was like, I need an audience just focused on ukulele. So I decided, well, I'm just gonna start posting stuff in this group and see what happens. So, and my goal was really like, I want to give the most value that I can. I'm just gonna like give everything that I can and help people. Like that was my goal. And so then I kind of made a little like video routine. So like Mondays, I'm gonna post a video tutorial, like a song tutorial. And Tuesdays, I'm going to post a chord tutorial. And Thursdays, I'm going to post a top tip. And Fridays, I'm going to post an answer to your question or whatever. And then I don't know what happened, but after Christmas, it just like exploded. I don't know if like a bunch of people around the world got ukuleles for Christmas or something, but like it just started growing like crazy. And so I went from like 50 members when I started it up again, and now I have 5,000 members. And that was without me doing anything except posting in my group every day. Because I think people would just search on Facebook, ukulele for beginners.
Right.
And then, you see the groups that come up and you see, oh, I posted, they have 2 posts per day, or they have 0 posts per day. And like, if I see a group that has 0 posts per day, I'm not going to join it because nothing's happening there. So like, that kind of gave me motivation to like, okay, even if no one else is doing anything or engaging, I'm going to post something every day. And then, yeah, it just started to grow. And then I was like helping people with my content, and they were like, oh, this is really great. And so I watched this video, and now what's next? And I've always thought about like making a course, but it just seemed like such a daunting task. And so I just didn't do it. And then when some people were asking me like, what's the next step? I was like, these people need a course. And so I made a course, but I didn't make it without first selling it. I sold it before I even started to make it.
Okay, yeah, I've heard
because
of
I
that.
wanted to make sure it was gonna work. Because I have done this before. Like, I've made a product and I've spent like hours and hours on this product, and then no one wanted it, or like 2 people bought it when I launched it. And then you're just like, oh my God. So I wanted to make sure it was going to be worthwhile. I was pretty sure that it would. Like I put out a poll in my group and I said, would you be interested in this kind of course with this kind of format for this kind of price? And I had at least 30 people saying like, I'm in, sign me up. And so then I opened registration, and I had like a goal of 25 people to sign up, and I got 51 people to sign up. And so then once I had that, I was like, okay, I'm going to start making this course. And I made like the first 5 videos, and then I started the course. And then as I was running the course, I was making the rest of the course. Like, I don't know, but it was good for me because then I had no way out. It was like, I have to do this. I have to finish this. And it all worked out, and people loved it. And people were like, really like, I got so much good feedback. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna just keep running the course. It's a 3-week course, so I can technically do it once a month if I want to. Right now, I'm doing it once every 2 months. And yeah, so that's kind of like the main thing of the group is it's to give a lot of value. Like I don't give away everything that I give in the course, but like I have a lot of like little bite-sized videos that if you put them all together, you could pretty much do the course, but there's a lot more to the course that, goes into greater detail, and you kind of get a more personalized approach. People can post videos of themselves doing the exercises, and then they get feedback from me. So there's a lot of things, it's different than just watching videos. but I give a lot of value in the group, and other people give value. I have just the people there are super, super nice and helpful. You know, I have some other ukulele instructors and people who have been playing for a while, and they are very helpful in giving people feedback and tips and things. I also ask people what they're struggling with, which is, you know, it's for me to help people, but it's also for me to see like what do people need, you know? And
Hmm.
that's helped me a lot figure out like what videos to make. Oh, someone's struggling with the D chord. I'm gonna make a video on the D chord, you know? Um, yeah, so that's kind of what my Facebook group is all about. It's all about helping people's ukulele journey be as like easy and fun and smooth as possible because I know what it's like to learn an instrument. I've learned more than three instruments, and you know, with different approaches. And I really like the approach that's more like free, you know? It's not like, here's the song, do it exactly like this, you know, practice it until you hate it. You know, like I'm much more free. I let people I encourage people to do what works for them, you know, to have fun doing it. Um, yeah. So that's my approach to it.
Awesome. So it sounds like you have a Facebook group that's larger. You mentioned 5,000 members or so, and then another one that's the smaller course. Is that it?
Yeah, so when people sign up for the course, then they go into a different private Facebook group. And that's kind of like our hub for, you know, announcements and videos. I send all of the material out by email every day, but I
Okay.
also put it in the Facebook group. And then I give like for every lesson, every day there's a lesson, and then there's like a homework assignment. And then
Wow.
people can video themselves doing the homework assignment, post it in the group. And that's really great because they can get feedback from me and they can see how other people are doing. And they can be like, oh, wow, I'm not the only one who's like really slow or whatever, you know? People seem to really enjoy that. And I really enjoy that. So yeah, they go into that like that Facebook group for the 3 weeks and we do the course. And then after that, they have the option of joining my membership, which is like a monthly thing. And, um, and then we just continue on with different lessons. And the main purpose of the membership is to just um, inspire people to keep playing because it's so easy to, if you don't have guidance and if you don't have motivation, just like put your ukulele away and never touch it again.
Sure.
So the purpose of the group is the membership group is just to provide new material for people to use if they want it. But it's also like if you don't like this song or this style, you know, find your own song. And if you have any questions, you can ask. And it's like support.
Yeah.
Um, we also do a monthly call where I answer people's questions in real time and we chat and people you know encourage each other and it's wonderful. It's really all of my ukulele spaces are just so great. I'm loving it.
Cool. It sounds awesome. So I'll be sure to link below this video to your Facebook group and maybe to the well, whatever links you send me after this. So there'll be some stuff down there, and I'll link to your channel, of course. So guys, you know, check out Lindsay's channel, subscribe there as well. So maybe to finish up, I'd love to hear about your approach to songwriting and how you kind of fit that into your life these days and how that's evolved.
Yeah. I go through phases where I'll like write a lot of songs and then I won't write a song for a year or two. Um, right now I'm in the phase where I'm not writing any new songs generally because I'm so busy with ukulele stuff,
Sure.
but it's okay. I already have like many songs that I wrote before that I need to like record and release. So I kind of like don't want to write any new songs until I've like dealt with those. But anyways, so my approach to songwriting is like I have two boys, they're now 9 and 11. And when they were little, I like had so many messages that I wanted to impart to them. Um, Messages about, you know, how to treat people, how to treat yourself, you know, how to take care of the planet. And I just find that music has this magical way of like staying in your head. Like we all, it's so easy to remember, or it's easier to remember the lyrics of a song than it is like a poem or just like a random text, you know? And so when you're singing, like it can be for the good or for the bad, you know, you're basically brainwashing yourself when you're listening to music, you know. If you're listening to a song and then you listen to it 100 times, you know, those lyrics are going to affect you. So I wanted to give my kids music that would teach them something, you know, that they would enjoy as well. And so that's always almost always the inspiration for my songs. Is what message do I want to give my kids that I want them to carry with forever? Because if I would give it to my kids, then I would give it to everyone, you know? So kind of before it was like, oh, you kind of get worried, like, oh, I want to say this, but what if people aren't gonna like it? Or what if people think it's weird or whatever? But I'm like, no, like this is my truth. Like my truth is that I believe that people should be kind to each other and you know, or you know, be kind to the planet or whatever. So you know, if it's good enough for my kids, it's good enough for everyone. So that's kind of where I get the idea for the song. It almost always starts with like the words. Although I do have some instrumental songs that don't, you know, they don't have words. That's a whole other thing, I guess. That's mostly just like fiddling around on my instrument, and then, oh, that sounds cool. Oh, that could be a song or whatever. But generally, I come up with the words, the idea, and then I'll take my ukulele and I usually just like start playing like 1, 4, 5, 6. You know, I'll start with a C, and then you know, because it almost always works for it's like a structure, you know, for a song. So I usually and I try to keep them simple. That's kind of my my advice for anyone writing a song is like just keep it simple because there's so many we we often want it to be like perfect or we want it to be a certain way. We want it to be the best song that's ever written. Um, and if it's not, then it's not good enough, you know? So like just keeping it simple for me has really helped me, like just get out of my head. And because I'm writing them for kids as well, I'm not worried about like, oh, are the kids gonna care that it's just 1, 4, 5, 6? Like it's so boring, but like they don't because they don't, you know, so that's been really great for me. Yeah, so that's kind of my approach to songwriting as of now. I'm now kind of whenever I write a new song, I'm now trying to put in like some different chords just to make it more interesting for me. But yeah, keeping it simple at the beginning has been really good.
Cool. I love that. I love your idea of having, you know, a message for your kids. If it's good enough for your kids, then and it's good enough for everyone. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
Listen, Lindsay,
Do you write songs?
I not these days. I used to write, and you know, I studied jazz drums, and I would write kind of jazz trio stuff. And before that, when I was about 18 or so, I recorded an album of singer-songwriter style stuff on the guitar. But this is like a lifetime ago, and I haven't in my adult life. I've written a couple songs here and there. I wrote I wrote a love song for my girlfriend about 3, 4 years ago. I think that's the last song that I wrote.
Nice.
So you know, like you, these days I'm focusing more on teaching and practicing. But I would like to maybe, you know, dabble and do more of that in the near future.
Yeah. And I mean, just one more plug about passive income streams. That now, like all the songs that I wrote and recorded and released, like that now gives me an income every week. Like at the moment, it's not like everything that I need for my family, but it's like it's increasing and that's just awesome because even if I don't write a new song this whole year, I'm still making money from all the songs that I made before. So I really try to encourage people that have written songs to, you know, record them and get them out there because you just never know. Like I never expected some of my songs to be as popular as they are today. Like hundreds of thousands of people have heard them and liked them and I get paid for them. Like I never when I started like never would have thought that was possible. So like if it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. You know, so yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. Like I love the music industry today because I don't need to go through anybody. I do everything by myself, except for my husband helps me with like learning how to record, and he gets all the instruments for me and stuff. But like besides that, like I do everything by myself, and that's wonderful. I don't need a manager. I don't need a recording producer or anything like that. And so it's very free. And I think it's really important too, because these days, like music is so powerful and it has, the power to change people's lives. And in the music industry, they, kind of do the same thing, the same like love songs or breakup songs. And it's just like, we need people to do their own thing and sing about other stuff. Like love songs are also great. I've also written love songs, but like kind of step outside of the box and spread their own message, I think is really powerful. So I recommend people, if you have a song in your heart.
It was just glitching, freezing up during your last inspiring statement there, Lindsay.
I know, I was like, it was too powerful.
Yeah, you couldn't handle it. But if you have a song in your heart, to get it out there, and you never know who's going to hear it and be affected by it.
That's right.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, thank you so much for your time, Lindsay. It was really nice to chat. And
thanks to you as well.
I appreciate it. I'll link to your stuff down below, as well as a couple of your songs that people can check out.
Sure.
And I'm sure we'll chat again soon. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.